Hello everyone, I hope you are well today. I'm about to head out on my trip out to Peru, but before I leave, I wanted to jump in and review some of the hair systems that are popping online into YouTube. So let's just hop in and take a look, shall we? So today we have 5 different videos for us to look through, and some of these are from less reputable places that are known about, and some of them are more reputable. So we should have a good mix of things that we can learn from this and take away for our own improvement. So let's just jump right in. So this first one is from Clipping System Hair Patch, just some random account that doesn't really have much for engagement here. But so this guy before he is getting a hair system. He probably already has a hair system because of the way his hair is cut right here, and they've just let it grow out a little bit. That way they can make a video, but let's see. Okay, so the second half of the video is where they actually showcase it. So this right here looks like it's a clip-in system. You see that right there? Those are clips. So they attach to your actual hair as opposed to adhesive, which is glued to your scalp using either glue or a tape. Clip-in goes into your hair. That can cause some stress on your hair. That's to be noted. So this is a very thick system. Of course, someone with this ethnicity and this hair type right here can get away with a little bit thicker, but we're gonna see what the final result ultimately looks like as we go through this. But we can see that they're trimming out some of that thickness right here. Okay, so let's take a gander. How is this one right here as far as its overall style? Let's see if we can get a little bit further. No, we're not gonna have any quality content right here. It's a little bit further away from his head. So this over here doesn't look terrible. Definitely overall thicker. This is a brand new hair system, of course, so it's going to be a little bit more voluminous. But over here, you know, this right here is one of the aspects that we're always looking at right here, which is the way that the hair kind of falls into the natural hair. And you see how there's this boing kind of shape, and then there's another one. It's not really the most natural look. It could be, you know, the look of an undercut, but generally undercuts are cut in better than that, and they have a little bit more ideal shape. Over here, it's not worrisome, right? Because the hair falls, and we have this nice natural progression into the side, whereas over here on this side looks great. On this side, let's see if they actually show us it. No, okay, so we never go over to the side of the head because this is the side of the head that doesn't look as good. Now, my hair isn't perfect, and I make videos just about every single day, whether it looks great or does not look great, and this is after a couple months. But as you can see, right, I have 2 different sides to my head, right, naturally. But this side right here naturally falls into my hair, and this is the easy side right here. Whatever you're sweeping over is always gonna generally look good with your hair system. It's this side right here. How is this shape coming down right here? See how it's gentle and it progresses into my scalp? Well, that's something that takes a little bit of work to achieve, and you'll notice that a lot of people, when they get started and they're just not getting great cut-ins, they don't really have that quality cut in on this side of their scalp where it's being swept away from. It's just something that you'll notice and something you want to watch out for in your own systems. So this next video is from Ona Hair. So they make pretty quality systems. They make good videos. So let's jump in. So I'm not sure why we're seeing this right here. This is not a human being. I don't know if you know that, but it looks like this is a poly system. At least it's poly on the border, I think. And it looks like they're cutting it in on a mannequin. Let's see if, okay, yeah, so it is gonna go on an individual after the fact. So this is a much lighter density unit than the last one we saw, right? You can see how even when it's a brand new hair system, there isn't as much volume or overall hair to it, which this is something you want to shoot for as you're getting a new hair system, unless you have a lot of density. So they cut it down, and then it looks like they're gonna cut it in a little bit better. So this gentleman is a little bit older, so it makes sense that he's going with such a light density. It looks like poly, and then lace in the middle. Is that silk or is it lace? I think that's lace. I think that's a particular type of lace. Okay, so he's installing it himself, which that's cool. And let's see how they finally cut it in. Are they gonna cut it in? No. Okay, cool. So it looks like they cut this just off of the human being, and then they just plopped it on him. Doesn't look terrible. Of course, there's a couple things that need to be worked out. I would say the back, if we look at this, you know, one, it's kind of laying a little strange because it was placed on a mannequin, different head than his. So it's gonna kind of have this shape. If we see when he turns his hair, or turns his head, excuse me, that there's this little funkiness that would go away a little bit as he washes it and it kind of conforms to his own scalp. But in my opinion, this would probably be cut in a little bit better in the back. But overall, way better look. And this is something that we're shooting for right here. We see it's much more natural looking on both sides of his scalp. Let's see if we can kind of get a look. So this looks natural. And then, yeah, this is the other side. See how much more natural this looks? This way, the way that the hair system hair falls into his natural hair. That's what we're going for. When I look at people's hair systems and I'm critiquing them or looking for things that we could improve, that, I swear, it's like one of the things that I comment on most often, and it's because it's something that I'm not sure why we have such a hard time achieving this look, or hair stylists themselves don't like consider this as a main factor. But I hope the message gets out that this is something that we really need to kind of make a standard issue when we're wearing a hair system. All right, so this next one is from another smaller YouTube account, and it's called Clip System Hair Patch Clipping System Hair Patch. Okay, you get the point. So very short hair on the sides of this guy's head, very thick system we can already see. So gonna be interesting to see what the final result is here. Let me speed up the playback as we get through this video because it's already pretty short. Oh, slow-mo for the boys. We're going with a fade. It's a very textured look. I can't wait to see the final result. Okay. Well, they're not showing it from the other side, which is unfortunate because that other side could be telling, right? This looks pretty good. Surprisingly good, in my opinion. Kind of natural. And I would like to see it from the front. I'm very inclined to believe that this is probably not going to look that good if he ever wants to style it up, but this can be a style that you rock. You've probably seen me rock it a couple times where you take the bangs and you can kind of add a little bit of volume but lay it over your forehead. Man, it's super easy to manage. You don't have to worry about all of the elements of having a hairstyle that's pushed back. Even now, you know, whenever I push my hair back like I do right now, I'll get people comment saying like, oh, it's so obvious that, you know, you're wearing hair. Well, you know, it's not perfect, guys. And if I wanted it to be as good looking as possible, one, I get a completely custom system. I'm talking about like hand done by someone, that would be thousands of dollars, or I'd go for a Swiss lace because that's probably the least perceptible, but it doesn't last that long. There's just so many factors we need to consider when we're getting a hair system, about longevity, about believability, durability. But here's the thing. You may say that you can recognize my hair system and it's pretty dang good. You may say that you recognize it, but 99.99% of people are just not gonna know. They're just not. So let's just jump into this next video. This is from Hair for All London. So it's a 7-minute video. So this right here is probably gonna be the whole shebang. But we just wanna see what this guy looks like throughout the process and see if we can tell what kind of hair system it is. So it's definitely 2 different base types. So it looks like we have, you know, the poly and then the lace on the interior. So this is a really ventilated unit. It's great for summer, great for heat. But it's convenient because you have the poly, which is very, very easy to install. So let's see. It looks like they've cut down the system. They just kind of cut to it. I wish we could have seen as it goes along, but so we're kind of going for like a Caesar cut. And the hair on the sides is cut very, very short. All right, what do you guys think about this one right here? Now, I love Hair for All, and I think he does great work. And of course, I think that, you know, it's always a combination of up to the discretion of both the stylist and the person who wants the hair. There's been a lot of times I've seen guys that want like the thickest hair possible. They want to look like Jersey Shore, you know, Vinny or something like that. But they just don't have, first, they may not have the genetics or the natural hair for it, or just does not look right. You know, a lot of times we need to be much more discreet with the hair systems that we pick and the styles that we pick. Now, that being said, this guy right here, in my very humble opinion, this is way too much hair for his age and what would probably be ideal for this person. And in my opinion, it's taking away from it. The next, like this particular hairstyle, well, it's really because of the density. There's nothing wrong with this hairstyle because of this guy's age. It's just the density is too thick. This is a, you know, 20s or 30s, sometimes 40s depending on the guy, but you know, if you're getting up in your 50s and your hair is this thick, it doesn't look as natural. It really just doesn't. And if I'm seeing it right, it looks like there's a good amount of gray in his natural hair. I could be wrong, I don't know. But it looks like there's a good amount of gray, which there's not a ton of gray in this hair system. So that's also a factor, but really it's the density on this one that's kind of harming it. And it's definitely something we got to consider as we age, to wear lighter density hair systems and to not be afraid of those more discreet hairstyles, those discreet hair systems. I've seen so many guys just wear hair systems that are way too thick for their age, and the way their face looks, it's just not natural for 99.9% of us. And you know, if this guy wants that, that's cool and all, but if we want to go for like maximum believability, a little bit lighter system would be better if you're more advanced in age. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you so much. I hope that you've been learning something through these videos. Always a blast. I'm heading to Peru, so I'll see you soon.